Hey guys, Nike here, and today I want to talk about a farming method that isn't exactly new, but it's not exactly well known either. So I figured a lot of you guys would get some value out of this. As you know, farming liquid gold in Guild Wars 2 is pretty hard. Raids are a good source of it, but you're kind of weakly gated by how much you can get from that. And dungeons are also a great source of liquid gold, but you're sort of gated by not having enough good people to play with to run them efficiently. And if you're not running them efficiently, they're not actually that great of a source of gold. Now, most open world farms in the game reward you with champ bags or unID'd loot bags or map currency or whatever. And while a lot of those bags can be sold for gold or opened and processed and then the materials sold, there is a lot to be said for a farm that can reward you with cold, hard cash. And while the gold per hour isn't necessarily higher than other farms in the game, it is quite competitive with them, and the fact that it gives you raw gold makes it feel considerably more rewarding. I farmed this method on stream over the weekend for about 3 hours and made roughly 60 to 70 gold in that time frame, and about half of it came in the form of liquid gold. Suffice it to say, it is a very good farm. So with that said, let's talk about how it works. This farm revolves around getting shiny baubles. These baubles have a vendor value of 30 silver each, and each week a different Heart of Thorns map other than Dragonstand has shiny baubles on their reward track. And while the other maps can be farmed efficiently for baubles, Auric Basin is the superior one. When baubles are on Auric Basin, every 4 or 5 events that you tag will reward you with a bauble. Every 20 baubles that you get will be 10 baubles instead. And that's 3 raw gold, just for tagging one event. The crux of the farm, therefore, is to tag and participate in as many events as possible. On populated server times, there will almost always be a commander leading an event Zerg that focuses on events that have very short cooldown timers, like the Vinetooth, Treasure Mushrooms, Balthazar Champion event. And in between those events, you do the meta pre-events at the 4 different pylons. So there's always an event to tag. Yeah, so simply put, there's just a ton of events in the map, and there is never a point where you're waiting for an event to happen. And the more events that you tag, and the faster you go, the more raw gold you'll get. And in addition to all the raw gold that I'm making a big deal about, you still get tons and tons of bags and the other loot, and not the least of which are the keys to open the exalted chests. This, in essence, is why it's a cut above most other farms in Guild Wars 2. If all of this intrigues you, you might wonder, how can we make it even better? So if you do the Dragonstand meta event, when you open the Noxious Pods, you will get potions of Auric Attunement, which make your gain map rewards 5% faster. Additionally, you can get a bonus from your guild hall that makes you gain map rewards 10% faster. In addition, you can upgrade the Auric Attunement potions via Artificer to make them last 1 hour instead of 15 minutes each, which is a QOL upgrade. However, I don't think it's worth it based on the price. So really, what else do you need? To get started with this, you really almost certainly need the Raptor mount with Raptor Masteries done to keep up, because an experienced commander will move very quickly. Again, events per hour is gold per hour. Additionally, you need the new Hawk Wallows Mastery unlocked, because the Zerg will frequently use them for fast travel around the map to get to places that aren't necessarily near a waypoint. Sounds great, you might say. So what are the downsides of this farming method? If it's so good, why isn't everyone doing it? The first biggest downside, I would say, is that it is not what I would call a chill method of farming. The Zerg moves very quickly, and if you don't pay attention, you can get left behind or fail to tag an event. So while you're farming this method, you have to be focused on gameplay, and you can't really turn your brain off and semi-AFK the way you can do it with other farms, and there's not downtime. You are constantly moving and constantly tagging events. Again, no downtime. Downtime is money lost. Whereas other farming methods, there's like even silver wastes, there's downtime where you can like AFK and organize your inventory and all that. You don't have that in this. It's go, go, go. Additionally, not every build is super suited for this. Ideally, you want one with good mobility and the ability to tag mobs. So a build like Dagger Necro that doesn't really necessarily have the greatest tagging options and not really the best mobility options may not be the thing to play here. But yeah, that thanks to mounts, the mobility part is less important than it might have been in years past. And most specs or most professions have at least one elite spec that's good for tagging, so that's not as big a concern. But if you are limited in what you can play, it's something to think about. And really, those are the two downsides: is that there's not really any downtime, and you have to be constantly on it, and that not every spec feels super comfy to do it on. So yeah, in conclusion, if you want to farm raw liquid gold and you can't find a dungeon group and you don't mind a fast-paced farm, or heck, maybe you even prefer a fast-paced farm, this is one of the best in the game. In fact, it's so good, I am somewhat concerned that by publicizing it, I could make ANET more aware of it and lead to a nerf. I love being able to say that because it wouldn't be the first time I publicized a farming strategy that got nerfed. But you know what? As long as myself and my viewers can take advantage of it for at least a little bit of time, I'm happy. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'd like to hear what you have to say, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.